Your job is to represent the public, the people who elect you. Start doing your job. If you don't like it, clear off. Simple. I'd like to actually ask the members of Parliament that are present on the panel what part of democracy they don't actually understand. Parliament had a ballot, did it not, in order to have the referendum. They voted 6-1 to have the ballot. You took that ballot, you took the chance, we had the referendum, you didn't get the answer that you wanted, and now you want to turn it round. I didn't vote.
Tonight, a storm is brewing inside the walls of Parliament, and it all comes down to one question: do our elected MPs actually understand democracy? The atmosphere is electric, voices are rising, and what began as a debate has turned into a clash over loyalty, duty, and the will of the people. This isn't politics as usual. This is raw, unfiltered confrontation, and it's happening at the very heart of our democracy. It all started when a member of the public, steady in tone but burning with frustration, cut through the noise and delivered a thunderbolt straight at the MPs in front of him.
Have a ballot.
Yeah, can I answer your question? I mean, what I was saying, and my clarity is that I'm not saying and I'm not suggesting we ignore the vote. The vote is quite clear. But as a member of Parliament, I have a responsibility for British jobs, British workers, and for our public service, and to support that. So you need clarity that we're going to take down that.
All right. Sorry, your job is to represent the public, the people who elect you. Start doing your job. If you don't like it, clear off. Simple.
His message was sharp, almost impossible to ignore. You have your job to represent the people who elect you. Start doing it. And if you don't like it, clear off. The room fell heavy, not because of anger, but because of truth. The kind of truth that slices through political spin. And here's where the real tension exploded. He reminded them Parliament itself voted 6-1 to hold the referendum. They gave the people the ballot, the chance to speak, the chance to decide. The people voted. The answer came back. But when the result wasn't the one politicians wanted, suddenly the goalposts shifted. Suddenly, democracy seemed negotiable. And that's when the trust between Parliament and the people began to fracture. The words carried weight because they weren't just about Brexit or a single referendum. They were about something far bigger, the principle of democracy itself. What happens when elected representatives choose their own preferences over the clear will of their voters? What happens when the voice of the people is treated as an obstacle instead of the very foundation of government? That's not just politics. That's betrayal. Angela Rayner stepped into the fire, trying to defend the parliamentary position. She said she wasn't calling to ignore the vote, that the referendum result was quite clear. But then came the pivot. As a member of Parliament, she argued, her responsibility was also to British jobs, British workers, British interests. It was an answer designed to sound careful, but to many listening, it felt like a smokescreen, a way of reshaping democracy into something more convenient for the powerful. And that's the heart of the fury we're seeing. People aren't angry at debate. Debate is democracy. They're angry at deflection. They're angry that the vote they cast, the ballot they trusted, feels like it's being twisted and reshaped behind closed doors. When politicians start treating a referendum as optional, what does that say about every vote, every election, every promise that follows? The man's voice may have been calm, but the message roared like thunder. Democracy is not a toy. It is not a suggestion. It is the contract between the people and their leaders. And when leaders forget that, when they act as if their authority is greater than the ballot, the very core of trust in government begins to collapse. This isn't just about one vote. It's about the future of British politics itself. So as the dust settles from this heated exchange, one truth is impossible to ignore. The people are watching. They see the cracks. They hear the excuses. And they are running out of patience. In a democracy, politicians don't own the power, the people do. And if Parliament forgets that, the next voice demanding change won't just be one man in a panel room. It will be millions across the country. Stay tuned, because this fight is far from over.